Hi girls, today I will be explaining you about the different ports that are there, basically major ports, using a map so that it's easy for you to understand and locate them, or it's easy for you to even connect these ports, right? So let me explain you. We'll start from Kolkata, West Bengal. This is your Kolkata. This place is Kolkata, West Bengal, and this is a riverine port, right? So this port is basically developed due to the action of the river, and followed by this we have the Haldia port. Just next to it we have here is the Haldia port. So in West Bengal we have the Kolkata port and the Haldia port. The Haldia port has been developed on the river Hooghly, and it is basically helping or releasing the pressure on Kolkata, right? Then if you move down towards Odisha, you will find Paradeep port here. This is Paradeep port, and Paradeep is located again on the coastal parts of Odisha, and it is handling, as Odisha has a lot of deposits of iron and coal nearby in Singhbhum region. Therefore, it is helping in transport of these materials. Going further towards south, we have Visakhapatnam port. Which ports we have? Visakhapatnam port. So we have done, this is the Kolkata port, and the Kolkata port is in connection with the Haldia port. Right? I'll just rub this line so that it's not difficult for you to understand why it is not going. So yeah, thank you so much. So this is the Haldia port, this is the Kolkata port, and in connection to this we have, this is Haldia. So Haldia port is basically helping the Kolkata port in reducing the pressure there. Coming towards south, we have the Paradeep, which is exporting the iron as well as coal. Towards further south, we have Visakhapatnam port, and it is a landlocked port. It is which port? It is a landlocked port. Right, landlocked means it is surrounded by land, and it is also handling the crude oil and petroleum. It is export and import of crude oil and petroleum is happening. Further south, if you move, you will find the Chennai port. So this place is the Chennai port, and it's in Tamil Nadu. It is the second largest port and also the oldest artificial harbor. Artificial harbors are the harbors that are man-made harbors, right? And this is handling again petroleum products, crude oil and fertilizers, along with other dry cargo. Further moving towards the south of Tamil Nadu, we have Tuticorin port. So here we have the Tuticorin port, right? And this port is located again on the eastern part. It also handles the export of coal, salts, edible oil, because it is easily available there, and dry cargo. It can be in the form of spices and other products. Right, coming to the other side, that is on the western part of India, we will start from the Kandla port. This is the Kandla port, and this Kandla port is in Gujarat. It is a tidal port created by the tides which are originated in the Gulf. It handles again the export of crude oil, petroleum, edible oil and food grains. We all know that here groundnuts are grown in a large extent, therefore it is exporting the food oil, right? Coming towards further towards the south, here we have the Mumbai port, right? Now Mumbai port is again a natural harbor. It is on the western coast, and it is the biggest port in India. Maximum traffic is handled here. About what is it exporting? It is exporting mineral oils and dry cargo, right? Connecting to this is another port, which is Jawaharlal Nehru port, and this port is basically reducing the pressure on the Mumbai port, and it is also exporting the same material like Mumbai. It is an ultra modern port, and it is equipped with all the modern facilities, right? And it is having mechanized containers which are helping in shipping of dry cargo. Coming further to the south, we have the Goa, that is Mormugao port. Now, Mormugao port is basically a natural harbor, and it is occupying the 5th position in the terms of total traffic which is handled as a tourist or as an export, right? Then let us move further to the south, and in the south we have the New Mangalore port. So here we have the New Mangalore port, and it is located again on the western coast, and it is helping in import of petroleum products and fertilizers. Further south in Kerala, we have the Kochi port, and it's again a natural harbor. It is exporting tea, coffee and spices and importing petroleum products, and it is a very busy port, right? Then there is one another important port which is supporting the Chennai port. This is called, coming back to Chennai, this is known as the Ennore port. This Ennore port is a bit to the north of Chennai port, and it is supporting the traffic which is there. So it is reducing the pressure on the Chennai port. It is also a satellite port, and it is improving the environment of the busy Chennai port so that the traffic can be reduced there. So this is what I wanted to explain about the ports. So again I repeat, this is the Kolkata port which is here. I'll use another color to draw the arrows so that it becomes easy for you to understand. This one is the Kolkata port, followed by which port? Haldia. Then it is followed by Paradeep, followed by Visakhapatnam, followed by Ennore, which is a satellite port to Chennai, followed by Chennai port. Coming further to the south, you have the Tuticorin port. On the other hand, we have Kochi here, which is also an important port. This is Mangalore port. Going further, you have the Mormugao port, and going further, you have the Jawaharlal Nehru port and the Mumbai port. So the Jawaharlal Nehru port is basically reducing the pressure on the Mumbai port. I hope I made this port part clear to you.